right, states across Nigeria are known for different things, different slogan and all of that. There is a particular state called the food basket of the nation. But is that still the case across the board? Because other states are even, investing more in feeding their citizens. Lagos is known as the city of aquatic splendor. If you know what that means, a lot of things you can actually do, in the water. Apparently, the creatures you find in water that you actually explore, in running your business are part of agri, right? It fits in that agri circle, all right? But all of this and more we'll be discussing today on Lagos Farmer, because Lagos is actually investing in a lot more that you can imagine. Good afternoon and welcome to Lagos Farmer here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Taiwo Barua, and today on the program, our focus is on agripreneurs scaling up to create jobs in Lagos. Our guest is very much with us in the studio. Agbeniga Tiwaladeiye is the CEO, Adedam Juice City and Agro Homes. He's better known as the Sugarcane Guy. But as usual, I'm never alone in the studio when it comes to Lagos Farmer. I have with me in the studio this afternoon, Adedam Odulesi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me once again.
All right, it's good to have you in the studio. Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm cool. I'm calm.
How can you be cool? The weather is quite hot out there.
Out there, but here it's cool.
Cool, right? Good to know. All right, let's bring our guest to the microphone. Agbeniga Tiwaladeiye. Good afternoon to you. It's not your first time here in the studio, but then we have a lot more to actually talk about, in terms of your niche in the agri space.
No problem. Good afternoon, listeners, and I'm here to serve you hot as regards situations.
The weather is hot already. You can't be serving us hot.
Or serve you cool, as regards all that has to do with sugarcane.
All right, then. Good to know that. All right, let's get down to business. Talk to me. I kind of heard your conversation with Adedam earlier. So, out of all the crops, the plant, why sugarcane?
Yeah. Why sugarcane? Okay. I would like to, start by thanking the Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority for the opportunity. So, going straight to the question, why sugarcane? So we discovered that people need hydration, resuscitation of energy, and at the same time, what they are taking, adding added benefits to their health. So, but looking at the market, we see that all the things in the market can be able to give all the first two things I mentioned, which is hydration and resuscitation of energy.
Okay.
But when we look at what people get to, get back from all those things, they are not beneficial to the health. So, and sugarcane is called nature's electrolyte. So, and unlike all other fruits, you can be able to get, hydration from all other fruits, maybe like watermelon. So, and, get little energy. But I can be able to tell you that you can have early energy crash. So, but as sugarcane being nature's electrolyte,
yes,
it has a lot of mineral components, that can be able to, give you hydration, keep you for a very long time because of the mineral component in it, and at the same time gives you added health benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know. But then, now that you have chosen to carve a niche for yourself in that kind of, is it a staple now that is seasonal? How easy is it to, cultivate?
Okay. I was...
Or get your
raw materials.
I was having a discussion earlier with him, and we were discussing about this particular thing. So I said, hardly in the world we have now, hardly would you get things that are seasonal, It's just that what you can be able to get per season would be different quality.
Yes.
And different taste when it comes to how sweet the fruit are. You can be able to also tell that there are seasons that hardly would there be a time in the year that you can be able to get orange, but there are times that you will see orange as beautiful as it is. When you get it and you cut it, you are not seeing any water, you are just seeing the pulp. So sugarcane is a kind of grass that you can be able to get all year round. So it's just that the taste differs and the quality differs with season.
Looking at sugarcane, you just called it a grass now, and that appears to be a kind of plant that would survive in a swampy area. Is that correct?
It's not totally correct because we have
1 minute, because I know for some plant the amount of the level of irrigation that you have to put into them for them to produce well, is quite higher from other plants, and I guess sugarcane belongs to that category.
Definitely. I think what you're also trying to say is that sugarcane is a very tough grass. You understand? So
looking at the back, you know it's
so, but what you're actually trying to say, why I beg to differ a little from what you said, is because it now depends on the variety. There is a type of sugarcane that when you introduce it to a swampy area, you won't be getting any yield.
Oh, no, any sugarcane.
Yeah. So, but and there are some that when you plant them on normal sandy soil, you'll be able to get proper yield. So that is like the brownish sugarcane.
Okay.
So like the brownish sugarcane, you have, we have it mostly imported from the north. So, and in this part of the country, when you look at people's backyard, you get to see the greenish one. So that is what people tend to have here in the south. So like the reddish brown does not really like too much water.
Okay.
So it won't really thrive. It won't really survive, and you won't be able to get the quality you're supposed to get out of it. So, but the greenish one, in fact, it needs a swampy area for it to be able to, thrive very well. So that is why in the north, the reddish brown is peculiar to them. Here in the south too, we have people that have started planting, the reddish brown sugarcane. But here, peculiar to us, we are more of the greenish sugarcane, and that one, survives more in the swampy area.
Which do you use?
The one we use is the reddish brown, and that is because of because what we deal with obviously is water.
Okay.
So we want the one that can be able to give us,
that is more juicy.
that we'll be able to get water from. So because the reddish brown one has less fiber.
Yeah.
So as less fiber, I don't know if you've been able to eat the two at different times.
I took sugarcane yesterday night.
Oh wow, that's
the reddish one.
The reddish one.
Because it has more water.
You
more
get
content. You get more value.
Yeah, definitely you get more value. It's not like there is a difference in their mineral components. You understand? Yes. So it's just that when you heat the greenish one, when you are done extracting the water, you get to have the more fiber in your mouth than when you heat the greenish, the reddish one. Yeah, the brownish reddish.
Okay,
one,
so are there basically two types, or there are more?
According to research globally, they said there are about more than close to 30 varieties of sugarcane. Yes.
But the ones we know of in this part of the world, talk to me, the greenish one and the reddish brown one you talked about now. Talk to me about their features.
Okay, like their features. When it comes to extracting, there are some parts of the world that they don't have what it takes to plant the reddish brown sugarcane. So, and they don't import. So what they make use of as their own nature's electrolyte, to sell to people, is the greenish one. So, but for that, they do their pressing without peeling the back.
Okay.
So, and you can still be able to get similar color with when you peel the back of the reddish one, but when you juice the reddish one, the brown reddish one with, the back, the color you get would be like a wine and very dark, color. So there is really no difference in them. So, but some say that, there is added benefit to, having sugarcane pressed with the back.
The back, okay.
So, but we don't want to have that to deal with. But the greenish one, when you juice it, it doesn't really change color, so you can't be able to tell if it is the brownish one or the greenish one. So those are really the difference, and then the water quantity. So which is why we are sticking to the reddish.
Yeah, it gives
brown.
more.
Yeah, it gives more. It gives more water.
The yield is higher.
Yes, the yield
so
is higher.
It makes your profit is higher. Yes.
You are the one saying that.
Okay, Tiwaladeiye, at Adedam Juice City, talk to me. What do you, what produce do you basically get from sugarcane?
Okay, the spark about sugarcane came when I discovered the nutrition,
Okay.
the jobs it can create, and then the climate solution the waste also can be able to bring.
Okay,
so
come to that.
the related products from the juice, also the product we have from it is vinegar, sugarcane syrup.
Okay.
So, and you can have slush also, slush drink, because whatever makes slush is the presence of sugar. So rather than you take the slush that they sell, at different places with the addition of sugar, you can have your sugarcane base with whatever flavors or variants you want to add, and then put in the slush machine. It's going to, over time, it's going to give you a slushy drink. You understand? So from sugarcane, you can be able to get, the juice, vinegar, the syrup, and then some other things also that I might not be able to talk about because of time. So, but for sugarcane juice, now we usually, extract a sugarcane juice with different fruit variants. There are mineral components particular to different fruits. You understand? So you can be able to tell that when we now mix them, we have, complementing health benefits and then complementing mineral components also.
Yes.
So for the kind of juice that we make, we have the plain sugarcane juice. So like I used to say that for people who are afraid of sugar intake, they can always buy ice crate in their freezer, pour sugarcane into the ice crate. When they want to drink their tea, they can bring out the cube of the pure sugarcane and throw in their tea, throw in your gari. And so you have the natural sugar, to consume. And then we have sugarcane with beetroot. So we have basically about 6 products that we've churned into the market. So we have sugarcane and beetroot. So the beetroot cane, we have the lemon cane, we have the cum cane, that is a cucumber.
Okay.
With sugarcane. We have the ginger mix, that is ginger with garlic.
Okay.
So we have I've mentioned lemon cane. And so I've mentioned beetroot. We have the lemon, we have the cum cane, we have the ginger rush. So that is just sugarcane with pure ginger. So, but not that we can't be able to produce with some other fruit also. So, but we just have to, be focused. But for event, you can have as much as 15-20 products, because we undertake events also, and then we take our machines to events. So we've had events where we served about 2,000 people. So rather than consume carbonated drinks or all those fizzy drinks, we do instant juice for people at events, so they can be able to point to the fruit on the table that this is the blend I want. This is the blend I want. So rather than you bother yourself with the kind of water that your juice is being made with, so you don't have to rack your head around that. So it is the sugarcane that you have as a water base. So the juice that we do, all that we do is void of water.
Okay. So Lagos is fast approaching, adopting the eco-friendly style of waste to wealth. I mean, in a mega city like ours, where people keep, migrating in every day, we're more focused on shelter now, not landfills. So talk to me. What do you make of your waste?
Okay, so like what we are focused on at Adedam is elder consumption, environmental conservation, and climate management. So, and what transited into all that is the production of sugarcane, so which handles the side of healthy consumption, and then making sure that we do not throw our waste into, the open space, and then converting our waste into eco-friendly products, through carbonization.
Okay.
So, which gives us biochar. So, and then from the biochar, we can be able to decide what we want to use it for, because biochar actually have a lot of products that can be made from it, to soil enhancer, briquettes.
Okay.
So, and fertilizer. So manure compost, so, and so many other things like that. So it can be I'm presently trying to work with some people for to make use of it for livestock feed.
Livestock feed?
Yes, it actually has a lot of components, so it just needs addition of one or two things for it.
It should be okay for broilers.
So, because I'm really, I'm tired of hearing livestock farmers cry about the cost of feed and all that.
Yes.
And truly, we have no business importing a lot of things that we import in this country. If we can be able to truly harness what we have, and. Let me just you didn't ask, but let me just make mention of this, that I was discussing with someone today that one of the things we really need government to do for us is to build cottage industries. There are some of us that we have thousands of ideas that we've conceived. We are looking at it as something achievable, but we do not have the resources to be able to carry out this research. All the ones we've been able to do has been with the help of well-meaning Nigerians who opened up, their places to us for us to be able to carry out, some research. Because I believe that with with a lot of waste that we get from nature, we can be able to formulate a lot of feeds, to serve the livestock farmers.
Okay. Related to what you just said, the Agri Innovation Club,
yes.
Remember, right?
Yes, sir.
How that is a kind of a community.
Yeah.
What benefits have you gotten there from that?
Wow. To start with, what brought me here?
Yeah.
Is true agri innovation.
Great.
So you can see that giving me this kind of platform is a huge one that I wouldn't have gotten as an island. So agri innovation, what agri innovation has been able to do for me, has been able to open me up to the achievables, the conceivables, and what we are really truly capable of achieving, because I've seen people that are ahead of me. And so we're able to share, rub minds, hear their challenge and all that. And I will tell you that the largest product, or the largest supermarket that collects my products, was from one of the tours we had at Agri Innovation. So I just walked up to the manager of the company and I was like, I have a product. And he was like, okay, let's see. If I had been, at my comfort zone, I wouldn't have been able to. And he said, okay, let's just have it. So the following day, I made sure that I took the product to the place. They said, okay, we are not sure, let's just try it. They had to call me back after 2 days that it is like people really like your product, and it has been monthly orders from them, and it has never stopped. So if they didn't see, or the customer didn't see the product as what is worthy of buying, they would, and if they are not seeing the benefits too, they wouldn't buy. So Agri Innovations has given me a lot of opportunities. And when it comes to waste too, in couples of weeks now, I'm going to be speaking at an event on waste to wealth. So, and because that was why I said that if we are opened up to a lot of things, there are things that we can add up together, to start making produce and products for different industries. So agri innovation has been really a huge blessing to me.
Amazing. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. The program is Lagos Farmer, and you can be a part of the conversation this afternoon. 0915-628-87127. And yes, I did say earlier that the roads are looking quite appreciable, but we have impediment here and there receiving attention. A low bed truck loaded with broiler somewhere around Damalong Bridge, but it is strategically parked, so please be on a lookout. We still have in the studio this afternoon Agbeniga Tiwaladeiye, the CEO Adedam Juice City, also known as the Sugarcane Guy. Talk to me about some of the challenges you have encountered in running Adedam.
Challenges. Well, one of the major challenge that even at the other end of the studio, for those who are listening who would like to invest and hear me out, one of the major challenge that we are having is energy. So like 2 weeks ago, I was telling my staffs and they were like, Oga, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do it? Because we had to throw away product worth about 400,000 naira due to fermentation. So, and that was due to epileptic power supply. So, what is supposed to be our major source of our main source of power is now what we are trying to consider as our alternate energy. And what is supposed to be our alternate energy is what we are trying to consider as our main source of power. You understand? And it's because the only means of preservation for what we do is refrigeration. We talk about trying to combat against drinks with preservatives and additives. So we don't want to be tempted to start adding, chemicals to preservatives to what we do. So of which, if our product is properly stored,
you have need to do that to consider that
it can be able to spend up to 12 months. So in as much as it doesn't defreezes and freezes up again, so which that would have changed the taste. So which was what happened to our product. And funny enough, even the bottles of the product that we threw away, we could not be able to reuse them because they're already protruded. So they're already protruded. So it's going to be containing more product and some couldn't even sit well. You understand? So the major challenge is energy. When the energy problem is solved, then I believe that like 80% of our problem is solved. And this is also applicable to different industries too, because sometimes I wonder how we keep on talking about $1 trillion dollar economy. So I believe it is achievable, but growth is not achievable in darkness. It defies spirituality. It defies logic for you to have growth in a place that is, dominated with darkness. It is not possible.
Void of power.
It is not possible. So I believe that the $1 trillion economy that we are talking about is achievable, but we keep on talking about it if we don't fix this issue of power, because I know the capacity that I would have had and the numbers of people I would have employed and the numbers of products I would have churned out, because there was a particular time I was talking about, okay, we can even, invest in women, wives at home. We can give them solar freezers. We don't need to give them solar freezers if the lights are good. You understand? If the light is good.
Tiwaladeiye, I know that the Lagos State government, they've got, some sort of intervention for businesses in Lagos. Have you tried to approach these agencies, the likes of LSADA? And I know that the Ministry of Agri and Food Systems also have something for entrepreneurs?
The ministry does not really have the capacity to, give out money. So what they do is just, facilitate helps, and open us up to opportunities.
But the LSCTF can give you loans.
Yeah, we are currently working on that.
Okay.
We are currently working on that. And why we've not been able to consider all other channels is because, when it comes to agriculture, it is not the way the multipliers effect comes to play in agriculture. That's the way it comes to play in other industries. So, for people like us who need like moratoriums and, all that, and then the interest rate from the people that we've approached is overwhelming. So, and I believe that, in fact, I even believe that at some point we need to be asked the things we need. I do not need money. I don't need you to give me money. Just fix the problem, incentivize the major problems that people have, and then we pay back. So because when you get to start asking entrepreneurs that, okay, we have this amount of money, how much would you need? People will start calling the money that they do not even need, that is too much for them to even pay back. But ask us about our problem. Like you've just started. I said, power is my problem. See, I'm going to pay you in the next 1 year, 2 years, incentivize for me. Just come fix the solar for me, and then increase my storage capacity, because definitely if I'm fixing for solar, then it means that I need to expand the storage capacity also. So do that for me, and then I'm fine.
All right. I'm sure that's a feedback that we're getting on the program, because this program is, sponsored by the Lagos State Ministry of Agri, and I'm sure they're saddled with the responsibility of fixing some of these concerns are listening.
Yeah. Okay. The youth, you were talking about employability and capacity. Yes. So if things were in place, what employment opportunities are there for the youth?
Okay. First,
in discussion, you told me you read something unrelated to agriculture.
Yeah.
So something definitely drew you, and you've been there for maybe 7-8 years, counting. So what are the opportunities?
Starting from the farm, if people can be able to know that there is a lot that can be made from sugarcane, then they know that there is a market. The reason why people don't go into some things is because they are afraid of how am I going to sell? How am I going to sell this product? So one of the things I've been trying to do also is to aggregate farmers. Also, recently I was at Badagry, to talk to farmers, to aggregate farmers that, okay, if you can be able to plant these things for me, I'm ready to offtake. And that is a job opportunity for youth also. Yeah. So when they have assurance that this thing that I'm doing, that I'm, putting my sweat into, when it matures, there is a particular person coming, to offtake all this product. So you can imagine, because we like vinegar and syrups, they are exportable products. And the industry for vinegar and syrups, they are growing day by day. So you can imagine, and it's not something that I alone can be able to do. And so because when the order is much, we definitely need a lot of youth, in the industry to be able to do that, so we can be able to churn out, exportable products to the global market. So, and for sugarcane, we can be able to have a lot of youth come into, farming of sugarcane, and then create a lot all
Okay, so do you see...
All right, we have to leave it at that for now. We must say a very big thank you to you, Agbeniga Tiwaladeiye.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here.
The CEO, Adedam Juice City, also known as the Sugarcane Guy.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, this is where we get to drop the anchor on today's edition of Lagos Farmer. This program has been brought to you courtesy the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems, and big ups to our social media team. Daniel Downsy is of the social media team. Big ups to you and the entire team there. And I haven't done this alone. Adedeji Odilisi has been with me on the show this afternoon. My name is Taiwo Barua. The program makes a return next week, Friday at 4:30. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Lagos, Nigeria.